Welcome back to the channel, YouTube. This is Invest in Yourself. My name's Cameron. Today we're going to be covering how I and to buy cryptos as a long-term investor. Hope you enjoy this video. It's going to kind of give you those updates that I promised y'all every 2 weeks to a month of the crypto market and my opinions. In this video, we're going to just kind of go over my methods of buying and holding and transferring cryptos and my overall assessment, giving you why I do this and giving you some transparency of some of my accounts and how my thinking goes and what my long-term objective is for crypto. So let me know what you think down in the comments of these videos, and your feedback will kind of give me a kind of like a detailed analysis of if I should make more videos or keep it less than once a month or more than once a month, because it just all depends how much y'all are interested, and this is typically always for y'all. So let me know what you think down in the comments again. So again, like I told you before, I'm going to cover these investments, how-tos, and these cryptos, and I'm going to show you my method into buying these assets, like dollar cost averaging or buying in bulk when there's weakness. And the second, I'm going to kind of show you what the platforms I choose to buy crypto from and how I store my specific crypto keys and why it's important. And lastly, and overall, I'm going to kind of why and what I invest into the cryptos and cover that to wrap the video up. So let me know what you think. Pop a like, subscribe, and thank you so much again for coming to the channel. Looking like my overall method in buying these assets is basically just dollar cost averaging overall, YouTube, and looking at just like, Warren, look right here, the Oracle of Omaha, Warren Buffett, in which he has really nothing much. He doesn't think really highly of cryptos, but again, he's a traditional investor. I just kind of use this article as an example of what dollar cost averaging can do, even using it with cryptocurrency. If you don't know what dollar cost averaging is, it's a strategy when an investor divides up the amount to be invested into a periodic purchases of a given asset. And the theory behind the investment strategy is that when an asset goes up or down, investors can benefit from both reducing the negative impact of price volatility. And just looking at this data right here we have in front of us, the DCA in the Bitcoin works history shows, you can see just an example of $100 in Bitcoin since January 2014. You spend a little over 35 grand and got you a net return of 1,600%. And that's crazy. Just looking at another aspect of this article and looking at higher volumes, and let's see right here at the bottom, 98%, and this is by analysis at Glassnode, found that 98% of all Bitcoin addresses are profitable as we speak as of today. And that just shows you the importance of dollar cost averaging instead of buying in bulk every day. And I'm going to get to my the way I do it towards the end of the video and what I do with different accounts, and I hope you like it and let me know. But overall, YouTube, looking at DCA, especially with Bitcoin, throughout 2020, Bitcoin has seen considerable increase in institutional demand. Sorry, I can't speak today. But Bitcoin is compelling to institutions because it's a hedge and a potential investment that can bring exponential growth simultaneously. Dollar cost averaging has worked for Bitcoin because Bitcoin has extreme corrective phases, but during bull runs, when infrastructure and fundamentals significantly improve and institutional craze can occur and its value can increase rapidly. My opinion of this, YouTube, is that right now we see so much volatility in the last 10 years with Bitcoin especially, and some of these other cryptocurrencies, because there's a lot of individuals out there that hold massive amounts of cryptocurrencies, and when these individuals buy and sell, we're going to have massive spikes and massive dips. And I believe as time goes by in the next decade, there's going to be more people that get in that are holding smaller amounts, and these people that do hold, it's going to be less people over time that are going to hold massive amounts. And I think there's going to be a lot more people, people trading anything helps the market go up, but it's the people that hold these assets and stable is going to help stabilize this market out and not has much volatility. And so that's a big thing for when you're doing Bitcoin overall, unless there's some big market dip. I really don't buy heavy sums of crypto only when I see a big market down draw like we had back in March. I ended up buying some in the middle $4,000 range, and I took advantage of that. So that's the only time I usually buy large sums of crypto, but I usually buy a little bit every day, and I've been doing that for the last almost 18 months, doing that method, and it seems to work, and I've been up a good percentage overall in my account, and we'll go over that overall. But now looking into what platforms I use to buy and transfer my crypto. This is really important aspect for me, YouTube overall. You can save your money over the long term if you understand the certain platforms. You can literally save a lot of money in fees over the long haul. And looking at some of the platforms I use, and I got some examples why. I use Cash App and I use Gemini. These two overall have they're very different for me how I use them. These platforms have different purposes, and with Bitcoin and Ethereum markets doing will depend which one I'm using overall. And so anytime I plan to buy like $200 of crypto, I'll use Gemini over Cash App due to the higher transaction fees Cash App charges. And usually looking at, the Cash App charges transaction fees, and sometimes they'll add on top a market volatility fee if there's a lot of volatility in the crypto market, depending on what crypto you're buying. Don't forget as well with Gemini, if you're not tracking, this one right here is Gemini, and this one right here is Cash App. Another thing you have to take in consideration as well is Gemini does charge a withdrawal fee of 0.001 to a different address, in which will cover about going offline and online addresses and not keeping your crypto on these exchanges overall. But looking at very much so when I buy in bulk, I'm using Gemini. So that's usually anything over $200 plus. I get a better rate, even with a transaction fee, than Cash App. Cash App, anything that I'm charging under $200, I'm using Cash App, and they their fees are a lot less, and they do not charge a transaction fee send it to another address. And with Cash App is what I use every day when it comes to dollar cost averaging compared to Gemini. If I, like I showed you again, if I wanted to, let's see, Xavier, if I wanted to buy $5 with Gemini, right? See what Gemini is going to charge me with a dollar, basically a dollar transaction fee. I'm only going to get, if you think about it, 20% of my money I put in is going to transaction fee. That's less money over time. If I'm buying $5 every day over time, that's going to equal back not getting my money. So you figure if I'm doing 30 days at $5, and obviously that's 100, what is that? My math is horrible. $115, I believe. Yeah, you'll have to fact check me on that one, but I'm pretty sure my math is right. $115. Obviously, they're going to get $30 out of that $115. So I'm only going to get what? Ooh, man, $85. Yeah, $85 back, and I got invested into my crypto just because of, transaction fees. Now, on the other hand, looking at Cash App, I pay 15 cents each of that transaction. So, do I want to pay $30 a month, or we're doing the math overall in my head, that would be what, 30 times 0.15. I'm not going to do it. I can only guess. Who knows what it is? I would assume probably a little, almost $5. We'll just call it almost $5. And so to me, it's a no-brainer. That's why I use Cash App, and because it's an easy way to not end up transferring, no transfer fees when I go transfer to another address, especially to an offline wallet. We'll get into that later. And that's the reason why I use this every day to buy a little piece of Bitcoin. So hopefully that kind of puts some transparency on some of the applications I use to buy. And there's other things I wanted to mention too as well, depending on your payment method. So with Gemini, these are some of their fees they charge. These are Gemini's charts of their percentage of fees. But going back to the payment method, using Gemini, some of the downfall, depending on how you link your account up to put money in your account, you may have to wait up to 5 business days to either get that money processed into your account, or you get that money automatically and you can process, buying your Bitcoin or your your Ethereum, whatever cryptocurrency. But then you'll have to wait 5 business days to withdraw your cryptocurrency into a outer address, not keeping it on the exchange. So that's kind of the downfall. And Cash App, as we know, you can put your bank account information, your checking account information. You can buy instantaneously and sell and withdraw instantaneously. So that's the other positive thing about Cash App. That's kind of the drawback from Gemini. So obviously with Cash App, you are going to have to confirm your identity, and sometimes with the Cash App, it's kind of difficult doing it because they want a driver's license. They don't accept like Gemini, they don't accept like any other forms of ID, like a passport or a state ID or a government ID and stuff like that. Only thing that Cash App accepts is a state driver's license. So that's another thing. I think they do that as well to verify your address, due to certain states do not allow cryptocurrency trading and withdrawals. So going back to the next part, about, let me get off of here and we'll come back to my accounts here in a second. But going to online, looking at something. Let's see. Not that one. But I'll look at it here in a second. Going into the crypto online wallets and what's the importance of addresses and moving your crypto from your exchange to a online one or offline wallet. And I'm going to explain to you what the importance is and walking through. So you can keep your Bitcoin on the exchange, given an exchange is like Coinbase, Kraken, Gemini, BlockFi, Cash App. But I wouldn't suggest that. If you're going to leave a small amount on there and there's not a problem, or if you're trading with that cryptocurrency, I don't see that being a problem. But you intend to be a long-term investor and you're trying to, collect these cryptocurrencies, these massive amount of money, and, depending on what amount of money is important to you, I would highly suggest to get a offline wallet, like a let's get like a Ledger. Let's go offline wallet. So we can see you have the Ledger Nano X hardware wallet. You have the other one. You have the is that the Elia Pal Titan Cold. I know they have the Trezor. I forget the name. I know I'm messing that name up, YouTube, but it's another one. But I do have the Ledger Nano X, and I can tell you one thing: if I'm planning to be a long-term investor and I want to put at least 1 to 3% of my portfolio, and I'm holding a good amount in there, I want to move that to an offline wallet. The benefits of offline wallet is that you're moving those keys to a source that is not tied to a open line or open source internet access. And that's the biggest thing is you're going to be, when you have an open source internet access, you can be open to cyber attacks and people stealing your crypto keys. So it's very important, if you're going to be a long-term investor and collect this in the long term, to find a viable place to store your crypto. And again, you can do online wallets, but when having these online wallets, you're leaving the trust of other companies to protect your crypto keys. And not to mention, when you transfer your keys to a different online wallet, and at some point you want to sell those crypto or sell Bitcoin, your Ethereum, for cash, and one day, guess what you're going to have to do when you transfer off of that online wallet? You're going to have to pay a fee. So that's another reason to do your research, do your due diligence when investing into crypto, because a lot of these different online assets, these exchanges, they make money through fees. So do your homework and don't pay these additional fees if you don't have to. Be careful what you choose, YouTube, and choose your methods of purchasing, transferring, and selling wisely when it comes to crypto and how you store it. Don't forget your codes. You'll have a seed code, depending on what you have. Don't lose it. Write it down. Always keep it. But again, I highly suggest, if you're a long-term investor, getting an offline wallet, like a Ledger Nano X. I'm not sponsored in this video by them whatsoever. I think the other one's called the Treasure. The Treasure, I know it's TREZOR, the Treasure X. That's another great offline wallet. And sorry I don't have a picture up to it, but I'll put something on next time. But again, this can save you 10 to 20%, picking the right platforms, the right, exchanges, putting your money in the appropriate places. So overall, YouTube, I hope you're interested in the investing in crypto as a hedge. Usually, overall, what I do, I'll show you some of my accounts. I buy small amounts every day, unless we have some, pain in the market. And then I'll buy in big chunks. As you can see, let me go down here. That's the fee thing. As you can see, this is kind of outlook of what I have in my account today. But again, I dollar cost averaging. I buy a small little fee each day. Every time I wake up in the morning, I buy a little Bitcoin. I've been doing that for like 18 months now. And I've been buying in, chunks here and there when the market goes low. And so I've been investing overall in 24 months, but I've been kind of dollar cost averaging them for the last 18. So, and again, I'm not overall put all my money into crypto. I have about 1 to 3% of my total assets allocated. So I'm still building my crypto profile overall. And so I don't believe that it's too late to be investing in the crypto market, since I still believe we're early stages to push higher to crypto, especially the evaluations as it's today. See, I still have a little bit of money on my exchanges, and I know some people say that's a bad thing, but I get to a point, like some of these are tied up. I can't move them until 5 business days. This one right here, I wait till it gets to around $200 and move them off to my offline wallet. But I do believe in Bitcoin. Today I believe it's around $227 billion market cap. I believe that one day it will replace and overtake gold's market cap, which is sitting around 9+ trillion today. So in the next decade, I think that definitely Bitcoin will take the replace and take over gold's market capitalization. So I'm saying it's going to be over 9 trillion, or depending on wherever gold is in the next decade. But let me know again what you think of this video overall, YouTube. This is kind of these little videos I put out for crypto, and I hope some of you crypto enthusiasts like this, and other people who are interested in diversifying your overall accounts, stock accounts, using this as a hedge. And I think this is going to be the future, especially with the stock market at all-time highs, and other assets like the home market at all-time highs right now. So it's another way to get some skin in the game. But again, one thing I cannot reiterate the most, YouTube, is that whatever money that you put in cryptocurrencies, you have to be willing at any time to take a 50-60% loss, or it could go to zero. But I'm the type right now that if crypto went to zero, I'll be willing to lose almost $2,000. I'll be willing to lose that, and I'm perfectly fine with it. But I don't want to be a person that didn't have any skin in the game if this thing goes to $500,000. And so I figure, what the heck, I make speculation stock buys all the time. Why not invest a little in crypto? So I hope you, again, sorry for the kind of draw it out end part, but again, thanks for sticking with me. And remember, always invest in yourself. Bye-bye.